We need to talk about that Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. There was a ton of banger RPG games that absolutely I want to talk about and stuff that you should be looking forward to. So I'm going to break down all of my most anticipated games from that show. We're going to start off with a surprise to many in how it was revealed, and that is The Legend of Heroes Trails into the Sky the First, a remake of the original Trails into the Sky that people have been wanting and begging for quite some time. We got a bigger Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase trailer in Japan. They didn't quite have any footage ready for the West because we know how Nippon Ichi and how Falcom can do that. It takes a while, so we'll see what happens with that. But they did confirm a 2025 release for The Legend of Heroes Trails into the Sky the First, and it's a full remake of that original game, and it looks like they've even enhanced the battle system in ways that were not there in the original. This is absolutely fantastic, and if you talk to any Legend of Heroes fan, the hardcore ones, they will tell you this is the game to start with. So this is what a lot of people were actually waiting for to finally get into the series. Let's get that first title that you really need to start with and then go from there, and we have that here with The Legend of Heroes Trails into the Sky the First, and it looks fantastic running on the Switch. And they showed screenshots. That was the Switch version. It had the A, B, X, Y Nintendo Switch button layout. So yeah, they're definitely developing that. Seems like in-house for Nintendo Switch as the lead platform, or definitely a priority, because it looks really good from what they've shown. Looking forward to that in 2025. Next up, we've got something that I'm not as excited about, but at the same time, it's the first time that we're seeing this franchise on the Nintendo Switch, and that is the Yakuza Kiwami game. This is the first entry in the Yakuza series remade. It was originally released back on the PS4 and the PlayStation 3 on January 21st, 2016, followed by the PS4 on August 29th, 2017. So it's a bit ago. Xbox versions came a little bit later down the line, and Sega does say that this is the first installment of the series. So it's time, if you ever wanted to get into Yakuza and you were wondering why it's not on the Nintendo Switch, then here you go. You've got this game. It's coming out October 24th of this year, and it's going to be digital only, but it's $20, $19.99. So I think that from what they've shown, it looks solid enough overall. The screenshots, I think it's going to be a good port of the game. And if you want to get into the Yakuza franchise, you can pick this one up. But I will say this, I think if this one does okay, I think they'll probably release more of the games because there's a lot of them. So if this one does all right enough, I feel that they'll probably release more. But I think at that price point, I think that they definitely will look into the other games overall, since they did take the time to port the engine over. It doesn't make sense to only bring one. I think they're probably going to plan more of them. I do wish that there was a physical, but hey, at this point, it's one of those series that's never been on the Nintendo Switch. So I think fans will be happy to be able to play it anywhere that they want on a dedicated platform like the Nintendo Switch. Now let's move on to the next thing here, guys, and that is Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, which is launching in spring 2025 for Switch and PC. Now what makes this game pretty cool is that it's got a full Japanese look and aesthetics, and they're rehauling many of the mechanics and systems about Rune Factory. So what you're going to get here is you're going to get bold new abilities and weapons. The Earth Dancer, which they showed off, the Power of Dance. You have the Sacred Treasures. You can do different types of weapons like the Bow and Tailsman to purify the land and the farms and undo a blight that has came across the land. You also have a really cool village system. It's not just the farms now. You can actually construct buildings and entice people to move in and contribute towards revitalizing the land. Plus, you have your beautiful fantasy Japanese life here. They're talking about this because I think that it's really distinct, different style from what we saw before when it comes to Rune Factory and everything. The aesthetics and the designs from the festivals and everything, the monsters, they're all Japanese inspired with natural landscapes and classic romances and relationships. So you've got male and female protagonists. You can befriend and romance any of the eligible candidates in fully voiced scenarios. So this is definitely one of those games. If you ever wanted to get into Rune Factory, I feel like this one finally has the aesthetics, the combat, the extra added elements of not just farm stuff, but actually socially like persona and all that, relationships, in addition to having buildings and other things. So I think that's going to be a big boost to this game, and I'm guessing that this will probably be one of the best, if not the best selling Rune Factory game out there, just because of how it looks and everything. I do see it doing really well in Japan opening up. Now let's get into the next one, because this one really shocked me, and that's Tales of Grace's F Remastered. It's coming to pretty much everything: Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, last gen, current gen PC, and it's due out on January 17th, 2025. Now, the interesting thing about this game is that Tales of Grace's F Remastered is a remastered version of Tales of Grace's F, which released in 2010, featuring quality of life improvements and additions, downloadable content from the original version, and newly localized scenes that will be available in English for the very first time. So yeah, it's pretty crazy where this game came from. I think it was Wii, right? Or something like that. And then they remastered that, and now they're remastering this one. Now, it is coming with the lineage and legacies that is included. So for those that were worrying about that, don't worry, it's in there. It's the story that depicts the world 6 months after the end of Tales of Graces. You can enjoy it after the story, and it centers around Sophie. There's also other added quality of life functions to make the game more convenient and enjoyable. The downloadable contents from the original game, some of them return, but some of them are licensed, so they're not going to be returning, and the online mode is adjusted to be offline. Now, we also have some details on the performance, and I'd say this is probably the only, I would say for the Switch version, the only upsetting or disappointing thing, that it's going to be 1080p 30 frames per second. 1080p is not bad, but 30 frames per second, where it's going to be 60 frames per second on all other platforms. This is an action RPG, so 60 frames per second definitely would be more preferable for this type of game. Now, if you're playing on Xbox Series X, or if you're playing on PlayStation 5, you're going to get 4K 60 frames per second. For the most part, it's probably going to play really solid on most platforms. 30 frames per second is playable, and it's fine for some people, but definitely the 60 for a game this old would have been good on the Switch to have that true portable version anywhere. But once again, compromise, or maybe even Switch 2. We have to wait and see on that one, but I'll definitely be picking up a PlayStation 5 version and a Switch version as well to keep sealed for the collection. So there's also some digital art book and soundtracks that's included in the deluxe edition, so more information if you guys want to check that out on Gamatsu. But we are going to move on to another one of the major announcements that pretty much made this a banger direct for me. This was like the cherry on top, the super cherry on top, and that is Castlevania Dominus Collection for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC. It's available on pretty much everywhere. It's not available on PS4 or Xbox One. It's just PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC. So man, this is exciting. These are three of the absolute best Castlevania games, hands down. Order of Ecclesia is so underrated overall. When people look at the best Castlevania games, Symphony of the Night and some of the other games that have been out there, I'm telling you, this game might be your new favorite Castlevania game. And check this out, you get all of that for $24.99. I actually had gold coins and I ended up getting it for $16, and they threw in a bonus game, Haunted Castle Revisited. So that was really cool. For those who don't know about Haunted Castle Revisited, it's a redesigned version of the very first Castlevania arcade game, and it makes its debut. You can also play in the original format, so they give you both of those formats. I was playing it a little bit before I made this video, and it's very interesting. I've only seen it in videos. I've never played it myself, and yeah, you can definitely tell it's an old school arcade chunky graphics, so it probably was incredible to play in the arcades back in Japan back in the day. But what I love about this collection, Dawn of Sorrow, certified banger to the Area of Sorrow sequel. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So I love that game so much. With the adventures of Soma continue there. You got stunning graphics. It still looks great to this day. You got this mysterious cult that you're battling. I love it. You guys need to play this game, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. Then you've got Portrait of Ruin. You can tell same engine and everything, but it's a completely different location, different characters, and you have two different ones. You have Jonathan and Charlotte, and you can switch between them with a single press of the button. You have unique abilities, and Dracula's castle just kind of appeared out of nowhere, like it always does. So I think it's pretty cool. I really like what Portrait of Ruin was doing, but to me, the super awesome game out of this collection is Castlevania Order of Ecclesia, or Order of Ecclesia. I don't know how you say it, but either way, it doesn't matter. It's when you play it. And the gameplay in this with Shanoa, that's how you say her name, is so good. The glyph system, how they split up the castles and the dungeons and the little areas compared to the big areas. Oh my gosh. The combat, the bosses, it's difficult. It's there's replay value. This is a game that you have to play, guys. It's so good. And the story is incredible in all 3 of these games. I highly recommend this. And for only $25, that is a steal considering how much they cost physical if you want them on the Nintendo DS, or at least brand new. So they'll probably do a physical collection next year with limited run games, by the way, guys. They did the same thing for the Castlevania Advanced Collection. So yeah, just keep that in mind. They'll probably do that. Now, let's move on to the next thing here, guys, and that's Suikoden I and II HD Remaster, Gate Rune, and Dungeon Unification Wars. That adds a PS5 and Xbox Series versions, and it's launching on March 6, 2025. So definitely very good. Already coming to PS4 and the Xbox One. They just added in those other ones, obviously Switch, PC. And yeah, this is really good. Good to see Konami finally give us an update on this game. People have been wondering what is happening with the Suikoden franchise, and it's finally happening here, guys. And to me, this is going to be finally what people are looking for when it came to that old school type of game. Now, Evening Chronicles 100 Heroes necessarily didn't live up to these games, but these games are actually these games. This is what it's based off of. So I'm pretty sure with the updates and with the quality of life features that they're talking about here and everything that they're adding in, the game improvements, pixel sprites have been improved, environment art have been improved as well, lighting, shadows, flickering flames, smoldering smoke, movement and all of that, insects, all sorts of stuff. It makes it so much better from a graphics perspective. You got new character drawings as well, so you're gonna have that nice new character drawings all redrawn completely. You have sound improvements, field sound, battle sound, all now in HD, in addition to the impact of 3D effects. Realistic sound greatly enhances the dynamicness of the battles, and I have to agree considering how the camera works in this game and how many characters you can have all attacking one by one. Plus, you've got other quality of life and game improvement features like dialogue log, auto battle, double speed battles, and more. So that's pretty much a must for a lot of these classic turn-based RPGs. So very good to see this release date trailer, and is looking awesome. I am picking this game up day 1 overall. I have to get this, and it's coming once again March 6th. Pre-orders will be live on August 28th. Now, another really cool announcement was the new Atelier game. Although they called it Atelier, either way, Atelier, Yumia, the Alchemist of Memories, and the Envisioned Land. And this is a really cool looking hybrid. It seems like an action RPG, more action elements that maybe even turn-based kind of going into it. So you're seeing a lot of these combo games. Once again, it seems like, don't crucify me if I'm wrong in the chat, but it seems like it because you see her kind of shooting the enemies from the field, but I'm guessing it's still going to have the turn-based combat that's so well done in the Atelier games. Unless I'm wrong. Once again, you guys let me know. But either way, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm excited for this game. It's coming out on everything. Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, PC via Steam, and it's launching in early 2025. And there will be more information on this game on September 2nd. 21 JST Japanese development team will be there to share more about it. Maybe we'll get a full real release date, so we'll have to wait and see there. Either way, very excited for this game. It looks good. The new character is really cool, and I think that the new character is going to be popular, just like Ryza was very popular as well. She seems like she got a ton of personality and style. You can just tell by the key art of the game, the box art, and she's upside down with all of her designs and everything. I think it's just super cool. I love the open world and what they've showed off. It looks beautiful. Gotta pick this up on PS5 and of course have that Switch copy for collectors. So very much looking forward to it, and I think that it looks awesome. I'm very excited for this one. Next up, we're going to talk about some Capcom games, and oh baby, this one was really good as well. Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Let's go. PS4, Switch, and PC. Check this out, guys. It's out next year. We still got Capcom Fighting Collection 1, which, by the way, that got dated. We're going to talk about that in just a bit. But let's talk about this, because this is what you get in this collection number 2. You get combining the hard-hitting classes of Capcom vs. SNK and more, and Power Stone. Let's go 1 and 2. Check this out, guys. Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro. Capcom vs. SNK 2 Mark of the Millennium 2001. I played that a ton on the GameCube back in the day. Capcom Fighting Evolution. Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. Project Justice, Power Stone, Power Stone 2, and Plasma Sword, Knight of Bleestein. And I have not played a number of these games, but man, Power Stone and Power Stone 2, all with online gameplay and rollback netcode and a host of quality of life features like saving anywhere and new art and galleries and all sorts of stuff. Very good here. Love it. They've got a museum of content, different things, customizing your experience, fine-tuned the training mode and EX modes. Oh man, mid-game saves, additional updates, balance, gameplay balancing between the titles. Man, it is very good, and I love this. You're gonna have that online. It's available across all the different games. Rollback netcode, strong and stable. They are confident in that. Training mode, customizable, everything's all there. So man, Capcom is really doing a good job with these collections. We need a way to play these on modern systems and keep them and preserve them, and this is the best way to get it done. So very excited about that. Plus, they also expanded the language support on all of these games. 14 languages will be supported. And then, of course, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection for this year, Arcade Classics, September 12th for the digital version. Physical versions will follow on November 22nd. So they're trying to get us to double dip. They're trying to get us to sit there and say, hey, get that digital version early. And then, of course, hey, get that physical version, because you know it's probably going to be rare because we're going to stop producing them after a number of years. So yeah, they're going to get me. I got to play the digital edition first. I want to check it out, man. I really, really want to check out some of these games that I played back in the day on the PS1 and all of that. So it's very cool. Once again, you have all the same features as the second game in here. You have the online, you have the practice mode, the quality of life features, online rollback netcode, so it's all there. So overall, guys, this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase was probably, after looking through everything, and I didn't even mention everything, I'm going to have to say a solid B+, A-. At first, I was like, okay, maybe like a B, but after looking through everything and comparing it on a curve when it comes to partner showcases, not Nintendo Directs, the big ones, partner showcases, I can't remember another partner showcase that was better than this one outside of the 2022 Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, where they had Nier Automata and they had Persona 5 Royal and so many cool games. But this one also had so many nostalgia classic games that needed to be updated that we have not seen, that are just incredible. So many collections and good things, man. So, and when it comes to value, obviously really good too. So I have to sit there and say, yeah, B+, A-. Fantastic show overall for a Nintendo partner showcase. Obviously not as good as the big Nintendo Direct with the big Nintendo first party games, but I thought it was solid overall for 8th year of the Switch and winding down. I mean, at the very lowest for me, definitely maybe like a solid B, 8.5 or something. But yeah, definitely in that B-A range, in my opinion, at least. But now it's time for what you guys think. Let me know what you think about all the different announcements, anything that I missed, anything that you felt that was awesome. Let me know in the comment section. I will be looking through. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch and RPG videos right here on screen. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.